I'm under attack by another YouTuber.
I don't know if it's his hair that he has to show off. That's probably what he spent most of his time on.
Bingo.
Garage sale room, which we'll get into in a little bit.
We got a bogey 3 clicks southwest. Fire up the oven. He's ready to get roasted.
You're probably wondering to yourself, why do you have a paintball mask, an airsoft vest, and a real AR? Don't ask questions I don't have the answers to.
In reality, Ortat is actually my coworker, friend, and overall a pretty good dude. That's not going to keep him safe here today, though. So all this started because I made a video a couple of days ago where I proclaimed that Funko Pops and Nanoleaf lights are a complete and utter cop-out, which I do 110% stand behind that sentiment. When you have a lack of creativity when it comes to designing your game room, the default that people run to is to go to Walmart and buy $200 worth of Funko Pops, go onto Amazon and get some Nanoleaf lights. They're linked in the description below, by the way, and do a funky pattern that might look like a rocket ship or a, we know what it is, it's a meat flute. I wasn't even thinking about this dude when I made that video in the slightest, but he got a little bit upset because, well, his entire room is plastered with Funko Pops. However, he is definitely not the kind of person that I was referring to in that video because all of his pops are either collectibles or they are signed memorabilia. He's a collector of a lot of rare memorabilia and merchandise. In fact, that's what he does on his channel primarily, is unboxing loot boxes, mystery boxes that have signed gear in them. So honestly, I wasn't even thinking about this guy. And as I mentioned in that video, I have nothing against either of those products. And in fact, they can be done quite tastefully and quite nice. As you can tell, I've got 2 Funko Pops back there. They are signed. They were also gifts from Ortat. So he made an entire video critiquing, basically putting on blast my setup, my game room here. Which, as you know, I take a lot of pride in gamer heaven. So we're gonna watch this video today and I'm gonna retort or rebuttal virtually every statement that this gentleman has. I almost called him a young man, but that definitely ain't the case. All right, so looking into these cold dead eyes of a shark over here, this is Ortat, and he's about to whip out his 2-inch scalpel and dissect my room.
The video isn't fun and should not be taken seriously. And I really don't mean anything by it.
So he immediately gives that disclaimer there. It's kind of like when you're in the military and you say, with all due respect, and then you shred somebody a new one. Then you can be like, well, I said with all due respect.
But I'm also warning you, by me dissecting this person's room, you will no longer be able to unsee what I show you. Please enjoy this video.
Yeah, a little copyright-free banger there. That is a hot, sticky beat if I've ever heard one. His intro's pretty sick. I gotta give him that. And I do like his theme colors too. It's orange and
So I've
blue.
been watching a lot of videos lately.
A lot of Pornhub is what he means.
It seems so-so. Today we're going to talk about the background and a lot of streamers, videos, and people that post things on YouTube and Facebook. Or when they do reviews, things like...
Also, what is with this melodic chime elevator music that he has playing on in the background? It's kind of like, I feel like I should be meditating by a koi pond or something.
that. I don't have any issues with setups. People are different. They're going to have different things. They're going to have different things set up. I mean, mine's a mess. It's an organized mess.
By the way, this is his first edited YouTube video. He usually just takes his full streams and ports them over to YouTube. Once you stop streaming, they get saved as videos or VOD content to YouTube. But this is his first attempt at editing. It's really cute to watch him throw in pictures and stuff. Maybe a couple stinger transitions here and there.
But it's still a mess. But I do feel personally attacked when I hear statements like, you know, Funko Pops are cop-out.
I said that. That was me.
There's issues with like lights and things like that.
Yeah, they're
which I get.
overpriced.
I mean, it's overdone to death, but it doesn't give you the right.
Did he just put a picture of a lineup of tookuses, a buffet of rumps? I see you, Ortat. I'm gonna tell the wife what you did there.
To shit on someone. To shit on other people to make yourself feel better.
That's what I've been doing for 32 years. It keeps me going.
Let's get started, shall we? So I randomly picked someone's video to dissect. Let me see. This one. This is from Gamer
Son of a bitch.
Heaven. Is this setup clean? Yes. Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Is it confusing? Yes. Yes, it is.
Here we go.
I believe it's in the middle of an identity crisis.
Oh, fuck.
And someone needs to like stand up and say something about it.
Will the real Ortat please stand up? Please stand up.
First, why is the light facing the camera? Why? Like, who does that? I mean,
Well, good sir, that's videography 101. It's called a hair light. I use a 3-light setup here, a key, fill, and hair light. I learned this from my buddy Harris Heller, aka the Stream Doctor. It does 2 things. 1, it makes me stand out from the background, so I don't bleed into the background. I kind of pop or stand out. If I turn it off right now, you'll see what I mean. My hair almost blends in with that black PS5 back there and that shadowy wall back there. Let's go ahead and crank on that key light air back there. Now you can see an outline, a silhouette of the light, making me stand out, giving me a little bit more video presence, if you will. The second thing that does is that adds a little bit of ambient light in the background, so your eye is supposed to be drawn to it. Now, granted, people generally do it with warm light, for example, like that, but I have all 3 of my lights set to 4700 Kelvin, so they're all color graded with my camera. I know this is getting a little bit advanced here, Ortat. I haven't gotten to this lesson with you yet. Yeah, that is why I have a light behind me.
Would I be okay with a guy just standing behind me holding a flashlight, just pointing it right behind me?
Oh, my Lord.
It's not even to the back of me. It's above. It's distracting. It's crazy. The camera angle. Jesus.
He's mentioned this to me a few times in the office.
You don't need other people to look down on you.
So the camera angle that I use is incredibly common among some of the major streamers and YouTubers out there. For example, Tim the Tatman, Tfue, etc. And what this does is a couple of things. First of all, it's very slimming because the camera is above me. So obviously it makes my jawline look a little bit more chiseled and takes away from double or even triple chins. Maybe I've put on a COVID-19. And also, if you do play a lot of first-person shooters, you can kind of cock or angle the camera downward to show your mouse hand while you're snap aiming on noobs and whatnot. Not to mention from the practicality standpoint that I have this camera on an adjustable stand and it has to clear my 32-inch wide monitor, so it doesn't really have anywhere else to go. And research has shown that viewers on YouTube as well as live streams actually enjoy an angle like this more so, and there is a distinct reason why streamers like Tim the Tatman, who's been streaming since 2012, have moved from looking like this with the camera straight on to an angle like this with the camera slightly offset and above them.
Like, if I did a video...
Did you see that little spiral transition he did here? Let's see that in instant replay.
Did a video.
Ooh, he's getting fancy with the DaVinci Resolve 17.
Like this.
Oh my God.
Could I? Yes.
He's doing it wrong. You got to do the Nick Merck special. I call this the lowrider, riding in my 6'4" Impala. That's a good one. Sometimes a game like that. This freaking guy.
Absolutely. The idea is to be centered framed in the center. Granted, I move around.
To not be the only point of focus. Yes, he's absolutely 110% correct that you do want to be the main focus, i.e. your volume should be louder than your teammates in Discord and the game sound, and you should be well lit, and your face should be in focus with your camera and in frame. You should be the main focus. Should you be the sole or only focus? No. Is that a revolver with steam pouring out of it? Is that a light up ghost shell from Destiny? Does this guy have a PlayStation 5 with RGB lights on it? If somebody's watching static content where they're just watching you do a review from one angle, it's good for their corneas to be able to wander your room and pick out little details in your room.
Granted, I move around a lot. Very fidgety, moving around, doing...
That's because he drinks 16 energy drinks per day. He's going to have heart palpitations pretty soon here.
Stuff. I don't know if it's his hair that he has to show off. That's probably what he spent most of his time on.
Bingo. I do go through like 2 cans of hairspray a week.
Maybe it's to show off his like
Schmeckle?
Garage sale room, which we'll get into in a little bit.
He said I got a garage sale room. It's a yard sale room. Thank you very much.
We'll pick out key points, focus in on them, talk about each one. I like things symmetrical, like the symmetry of a face.
Not if you have a stroke.
Like how a landscape should look, where it's just symmetrical all around. But this is not symmetrical at all. Have way too much going on one side, not enough on the other. Are there things to look at? Yes. But they're just all over the place. You have geometric shapes in the background that just confuse me.
Toddlers can master shapes. How is it confusing for a grown-ass man?
The flag with his logo and
it's a beach towel.
Stuff on the bottom corner is just... I can't tell where my eye is supposed to focus. It's
because you have pink eye.
It's all over the place. I thought the sole purpose was to focus on the person talking, to understand you know, connect with them a little bit.
I'll connect with you all night long.
Not to be just your eye is wandering all over the place the whole time. I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking at the reflection in the TV.
Why would you look at the reflection in the TV?
Any Christmas tree.
Oh, I'm sorry, you Grinch.
Retro arcade consoles. Anything. I can't tell where to go. Maybe that's why I'm lost. The color scheme is good. Like, I see the teal.
Oh, careful, he's giving me compliments now.
Stuff like that. Mine has purple. It's fine.
Well, if you're implying that I'm posing off of your theme colors, keep in mind, I've been doing the whole content creation thing for almost 3 years. This guy's been doing it for 3 days.
More of a purple black. The LED lights on the back of the table. That looks good. It's organized, but it's not organized the way I would like it to be. Let's talk about the retro arcade consoles. They're not in any order. They are all over the place. Look for a controller and tell me the order that it's in.
That's a valid point. I will give him that one. They are in 0 order.
Personally, you can either go by date, as in the first consoles all the way down to current,
Chronological order.
or all the way up to current,
Or by
or
manufacturer.
you can just, you know, keep the systems together instead of
He's right.
literally all
What have I been doing my whole life? Jesus, I'm just going to delete my channel now.
over the place. Wherever you could put something, I'm going to put something. God, the shapes bother me so much.
If you guys like the shelves behind me, they are a set. They are on Amazon. They will be linked in the description below.
So the shapes, if your thing is a square, awesome. Go for a square.
Oh, he's calling me a square. You hear that?
Clearly, mine's a hexagon. Fine. That's okay too. But when you start mixing in different shapes and things like that, it gets confusing. You have the board in the background that has God knows what written there.
It's got the names and numbers of my recent Tinder kills, so I can keep track of them all.
Assuming it
Just kidding. It's upcoming videos.
probably future videos and things like that.
There it is. He nailed it.
The painting that's in the background
It's a canvas.
of the stormtroopers, which I'm assuming that's what this room is based on, is stormtroopers.
Unofficially, I have no idea how that happened. Just over time, I collected more and more Stormtrooper gear and garb, and that kind of became the running theme.
Equally as confusing. Like I said, the light takes everything away. The monitor on the side, could it be functional?
It's a television.
Yes. Do I like it there? No. My eye is not focusing on one particular point. Maybe.
I feel like every time this guy watches one of my videos, he has the Mr. Deed syndrome, who's got crazy eyes, where he's just one eye's cocked over to my television for some reason, which, by the way, in case you guys haven't noticed, in almost all my videos, I have the monitor actually off. That's for 2 reasons. One, this is a Sony a5100, so a 60 hertz refresh camera, and a 30 hertz, very old 1080p TV. So I just keep the image off because the image flickers because the hertz don't match up with the refresh rate of my camera. But you still get that LED glow. Drop in the comment section below if you immediately just like, oh, is that a TV over there?
It's me. My eye focuses straight on that light in the back of the video. That's it. That's all I can see. That's all I'm looking at the whole time. Occasionally I'll wander around and look at controllers, and then I'm back to that light. So
It's supposed to be staring me straight in the lips when I'm talking.
shouldn't that be the focus? Shouldn't that be where you should be? Or maybe the coolest stuff? Maybe hang up the flag right behind center frame behind you. I don't know. But then he wouldn't know what to do with the bottom space.
See, problems on top of
Maybe it's
problems.
because the camera's too high.
See, more
There's
problems.
so many issues with this. So many. And they just keep piling up on each other. In all seriousness, this video was just for fun.
For funsies.
I talked a lot of
Talking a lot of
about him,
talk a lot of shit.
said some things, but
Some
it wouldn't be
nasty
things I
things.
wouldn't say to him as a person anyway.
He does. He talks shit to my face all the time.
But it did give me an opportunity to play with the editing software,
Play with himself. Yeah.
see how things work out. I don't know if I'll be making videos like this again, as in you know, edited videos and stuff.
He's primarily a live streamer. He multicast to Facebook Gaming, YouTube, and Twitch, but I'm trying to get him to turn to the dark side, so to speak, and hop over here on YouTube with the VOD content.
Gamer Heaven is actually someone I work with. We talk all the time. Check him out if you haven't. He does video game reviews. He's really funny. It's good times. But
I love compliments.
That's pretty much all I have to say. So
that is the smile and the blank glare of an angel from heaven.
I will see you later.
So unfortunately, because you have now heard these key points from Ortat, most likely you will not be able to unsee all the things he mentioned. You will be thinking, holy crap, Kevin, I can see the reflection of that Christmas tree, which, by the way, Christmas is almost over, and then that thing will be out of here. My eyes are immediately drawn to that light over your head. It's a hair light. Now, I will say Ortat is an awesome dude, and also his content is incredibly entertaining. He hasn't been on it long. In fact, he's at the early grind period, which I say all the time. The hardest growth on YouTube is from 0 to 100 and 100 to 1,000, because after that, you've already built a community, you've gotten traction, and you're going to start to grow over time. It's going to snowball. You're going to start getting small companies and vendors on Amazon reaching out to you to do product reviews and collaborate. You're going to get other YouTubes emailing you to collaborate. And more so than that, people are going to see your subscriber count and they're going to think, well, this isn't a bot. This is a real content creator, a real person, and they're going to be more likely to stick around and eventually click that subscribe button because they resonate with your content and they want to see more of it, whether you're entertaining, informative, sexy, all three of them, whatever it is you're doing that makes them smile when they put on your video after a hard day's work. You know what I mean? They beat their wife, they ignore their kids, they kick off their boots, crack a beer, and they watch your videos because it stimulates them in the gamer and other regions down there. Speaking of stimulation, Ortat will stimulate you with this content. The link to all of his socials is down there in the description below. I would personally appreciate it if you would give him a follow over there because he actually enjoys streaming, he is good at it, and I know how disheartening it can be when you're producing good content, but that needle just doesn't move for months, even years. Once you hit a certain threshold, it's all just linearly going to increase over time. And I would like to see Ortat get there because I do think that he deserves it. I do think he's a high quality content creator. He's entertaining, and also he's just a positive, upbeat dude, and he brings a lot of positive energy to his community. That is going to do it, Stallions. If you enjoyed this video, like it, and we'll hope it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well, and they can watch me get clowned on by my boy. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, as well as tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, and honest gaming peripheral reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, chairs, mics, etc. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.